husband, what? Asked her husband, what is the recompense punishment for him who intended an evil design against your wife, except that he be put in prison or a painful torment? She was now accusing Joseph of molesting her to give the impression that she was innocent and a victim of Joseph's sexual desire. Though bewildered, Joseph denied it. It was she that sought to seduce me. The shirt was passed from hand to hand while she watched. The witness, her cousin, looked at it and found that it was torn at the back. The evidence showed that she was guilty. The disappointed husband remarked to his wife, "Surely it is a plot of you, woman." "Certainly, mighty is your plot. The wise and just Aziz apologized to Joseph for his wife's indecency. He also instructed her to beg Joseph's forgiveness for accusing him falsely. Allah the Almighty narrated this incident. Thus Joseph said, It was she that sought to seduce me, and a witness of her household bore witness, saying, If it be that his shirt is torn from the front, then her tale is true, and he is a liar. But if it be that his shirt is torn from the back, then she has told a lie, and he is speaking the truth. So when the husband saw his Joseph's shirt was torn at the back, her husband said, "Surely it is a plot of you, woman. Certainly mighty is your plot. O Joseph, turn away from this. O woman, ask forgiveness for your sin. Verily you were of the sinful." Zuleika is ridiculed by the people. An incident like this cannot remain a secret in a house filled with servants, and the story spread. Women began to see her behavior as scandalous. They remarked, "The wife of Al-Aziz is seeking to seduce her slave young man. Indeed, she loves him violently. Verily, we see her in plain error." Zuleika's planned to regain her reputation. Naturally, their gossip distressed Zuleika. She honestly believed that it was not easy for any woman to resist a man as handsome as Joseph. To prove her helplessness, she planned to subject the woman to the same temptation she faced. She invited them to a lavish banquet. No one so invited would want to miss the honor of dining with the chief minister's wife. Besides, they secretly harbored the desire to meet the handsome Joseph face to face. Some of her close friends jokingly said they would come only if she introduced them to Joseph. The invitation was restricted to ladies. The banquet began. Laughter and mirth abounded. Etiquette dictated that the ladies not mention the topic of Joseph, and they were shocked therefore. When Zuleika opened the topic, I have heard of those who say I have fallen in love with the young Hebrew man. Joseph's silence fell upon the banquet. At once all the guests' hands stopped, and all eyes fell on the chief minister's wife. She said, while giving orders for the fruit to be served, "I admit that he is a charming fellow. I do not deny that I love him. I have loved him for a long time." The woman's reaction to Joseph, the confession of the chief minister's wife, removed the tension among the ladies. After finishing their dinner, the guests began cutting their fruit. At that very moment, she summoned Joseph to make his appearance. He entered the hall gracefully, his gaze lowered. Zuleika called him by his name, and he raised his head. The guests were astonished and dumbfounded. His face was shining and full of angelic beauty. It reflected complete innocence, so much so that one could feel the peace of mind in the depth of his soul. They exclaimed in astonishment while continuing to cut the fruit. All their eyes were on Joseph, so it was that the woman began to cut their palms absent-mindedly without feeling that they had cut them. The presence of Joseph at the scene of drama was so effective that flowed without their feeling pain. One of the ladies gasped, "Good gracious!" Another whispered, "This is not a mortal being." Another stammered, patting her hair, "This is but a noble angel." Then the chief minister's wife stood up and announced, "This is the one for whom I have been blamed. I do not deny that I tempted him. You have been enchanted by Joseph, and see what has happened to your hands. I have tempted him, and if he does not do what I want of him, he shall be imprisoned." The woman's reaction, Quranic. Almighty Allah related the scene of the banquet in his words. So when she heard of their accusation, she sent for them and prepared a banquet for them. She gave each one of them a knife to cut the foodstuff with, and she said to Joseph, "Come out before them." Then, when they saw him, they exalted him at his beauty, and in their astonishment cut their hands. They said, "How perfect is Allah, or Allah forbid. No man is this. This is none other than a noble angel." She said, "This is he, the young man about whom you did blame me for his love, and I did seek to seduce him. But he refused, and now if he refuses to obey my order, he shall certainly be cast into prison, and will be one of those who are disgraced." He said, "O my lord, prison is more to my liking than that to which they invite me. Unless you turn away their plot from me, I will feel inclined towards them and be one of those who commit sin and deserve blame, or those who do deeds of the ignorance." So his lord answered his invocation and turned away from him their plot. Verily, he is the all-hearer, the all-knower.